Welkom, een en al. Dit is het programma Eigen Pad. Deze show bespreekt de onderwerpen van het menselijke bewustzijn, moraliteit, manipulatie, natuurwetten, het occulte en alle kwesties die de vrijheid van mensen op aarde beïnvloeden. Mijn naam is Glenn Tramm van thegreatworkexperience.com en ik ben je gastheer voor vandaag. Dag Anna, hoe gaat het? Goedenavond allemaal, goedenavond. Dames en heren, regeringen, controles, alle controlestructuren, zoals religie en centraal gecontroleerde monetaire instellingen, zijn structuren om slavernij in stand te houden. Goedenavond, welkom allemaal, bedankt voor jullie komst. We komen steeds dichter bij het einde van het tweede seizoen. Een speciale dank weer voor Pika Pika Talkshow. De Pika Pika team die heeft het echt heel goed gedaan weer dit keer. Ik ben echt heel erg dankbaar dat ze mij de kans hebben gegeven om dit te verwezenlijken. Ik wil ook, dag Martis, hallo Bonocci. Ik wil jullie ook bedanken voor al jullie gulle donaties, want ik heb de laatste tijden wat donaties gekregen binnen. En het is altijd leuk om weer hulp te zien. Dat betekent ook dat jullie heel erg bezig zijn om dit soort initiatieven te ondersteunen. Echt, mijn dank is groot. Ja, dus het wordt gewoon gebruikt, je donatie wordt gebruikt voor mijn werk trouwens. Dus hartstikke bedankt. Laat me eventjes mijn sheets erbij pakken, want ik wil heel snel iets erbij zeggen. En trouwens, je hebt 8 manieren om te doneren of zo. Ik gebruik 7 cryptocurrencies en eentje is via PayPal, dus alles is welkom. Zo, ik ga proberen mijn sheets erbij te halen, volgens mij. Zo, niet vergeten. Voor degenen die hier voor het eerst zijn, welkom. Ik zou je alleen maar adviseren om hier niet te beginnen. We zijn al bezig met 2 seizoenen. Mijn materiaal is een stapsgewijze voortgang van informatie. Dat betekent, de informatie die je in deze show gaat horen, is een opbouw van de vorige shows. Dus ik behandel dingen en ik gebruik bepaalde bewoordingen die misschien niet helemaal, dat je niet eens weet wat het is nog. Ja? Dus het is wel handig om daarvoor te gaan. Okay. Vandaag hebben we Marja West in onze show. We gaan weer een uur lang met haar even spreken. Dat is echt een geweldige personage, geweldige ziel, zou ik zeggen. En niet vergeten, ik heb dank je Anne. Niet vergeten, ik heb nog een actie lopen. Dat betekent dat je dan voor nog een week heb je om jezelf in te schrijven. En volgende week ga ik dan de winnaar of de winnares ga ik dat benoemen. Dan win je 6 maanden Scribe D. Dus een soort Netflix, maar met boeken, tijdschriften. En je krijgt ook perks. Je krijgt een soort van alternatieve video's, et cetera. Dus het is een hele leuke. Ik gebruik het ook zelf voor mijn studie. En dan ga je naar de greatworkexperience.com/s2-promo.html en dan laat je je e-mailadres daarachter. Dat is meer dan genoeg. En dan wat ik doe met je e-mailadres is, ik hou je op de hoogte van nieuwe uitzendingen. Bijvoorbeeld tussen seizoenen in, dit seizoen ga ik dat doen, ga ik dan pre-records doen. Dus dan ga ik het occulte ga ik dan opnemen. En ik ga alles bespreken over het occulte in het algemeen. Ja? En dan kan je het kijken wanneer je zin in hebt. Dus het is niet op dinsdag. Maar ik ga het dan even aangeven. En dan wordt het wel via Pika Pika gezonden. Maar dat soort informatie zal ik dan jou altijd informeren daarover. Dat is alles. Niks anders. Ja, laten we even kijken. Ja, we zijn klaar. We zijn klaar met de sheet zelfs. Ja, mensen, Marja West is een op trauma gebaseerde Mind Control DeActivator. Auteur, niet guru, maar spiritueel leraar. Ook bekend als de Way-shower, zoals ze het zeggen. Ze is de auteur van het boek Fucked Wide Open. Ja, dames en heren, onze gast van vandaag, Marja West. Hi Marja.
Guys. Hello, sweetheart. I'm very well. And yourself?
Fine. Welcome again in the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I think today will be the last day. Oh, yeah, but I am very happy that you gave the time, all these times you give your time and your energy to give us as well, to bless us as well with your wisdom.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah,
it's been really very fun. Very fun.
So the last 2 weeks, I was talking with the audience. We were talking about the Matrix movie, of course, you know that. But the last couple of weeks, we were talking about who you are and what is your purpose in life, as well here on Earth. Yeah. Good evening, Anna. That is
beautiful.
Anna. Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about today is on that subject. So who are you? You will be talking to us today about the God or the goddess in us. That's an interesting take on it. I would love to hear a lot about this. But one of the things that we get a lot in especially the last movie, is this idea also of connection. So the movie answers, of course, I talk about this, that the movie answers who you are and what is your purpose, right? But a third thing that I have encountered as well is that the movie also talks about, the connection between male and female. So because every time those two unite, so I want you to, give your take on this matter. Like, okay, so how do you think this masculine, feminine, this force, because many people think it's gender. So can you please bless us?
It is absolutely not gender. And we have to get beyond that, because when we talk about the mind control gets distilled at the very basic level. So if you have a masculine and feminine and a man and a woman, and you can get them to hate each other, you've got to divide. And that makes humanity easy to control, because if we're at war with each other, the powers that want to be, all they have to do is sit back and watch it happen.
Yeah.
So the work that I do is really about forgetting about gender. Okay. And there are only two, and people are going to be very upset with me because there's only two.
Yeah.
I don't really care. You can't change your DNA unless you want to get into a scientific shit show.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to name it. All right. But what we want to do is we want to get away from that, because that's a distraction. It has nothing to do with actual reality of what we're all here to do. And we're all here, regardless of our gender, regardless of our beliefs. We're here to move formless into form. We are creative beings.
Yeah.
God, goddess, all that is, whatever you want to name it. We're creative beings. So our purpose is to really connect with being our authentic selves and bringing forward the creative nature that each of us truly is, and move from there. But what the Matrix does is it gets us to fight each other.
Yeah.
It gets us to fight within ourselves. And so within the masculine and feminine, in both male and female genders, we have a masculine energy and we have a feminine energy. The masculine part of us, within us, is the doer.
Yeah.
The one who takes action, the one who is very into helping with the materialization process.
Yeah.
The feminine is the one that receives the information, the inspiration, and tells the masculine what it is that she wants. Okay. So the she and he has nothing to do with gender. It has to do with the energy of being and the energy of doing. So the masculine is doing, the feminine is being. That's the end of the story. It's so simple. And we get all fucked up with,
all the noise of the Matrix.
Yes, it's a distraction. It's mind control. Yeah. And the more control that the powers that want to be have over us about how we should be, what we should be doing, how we should be thinking and feeling, the more zombified we are. Okay. Yeah. One size does not fit all.
Yeah, that's a beauty that you say that there are only two genders. You can have different preferences.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do. So what?
Yeah. So what? Yeah. So, there is only two genders. And you can have different preferences, but in terminology of occult knowledge, in the terms of of spiritual knowledge, we understand that there is indeed only tools, like the feminine force and the masculine force.
Yes.
And the thing that the matrix as well do is that you just said it. I think that's a very important point to stress, is that it makes even when you are confused, is because the masculine and the feminine force are not in line. So
Yes.
they're
Yes.
not united.
Yes.
But how do you think going forward should we, deal with this feminine, masculine kind of a dilemma that we have internally, but as well you see it all over the place externally. So how the sexes continually fight with each other. They are looking for equality within the neo-feminism agenda that is there. So how do you see ourselves, growing, beyond this kind of
right. Well, the equality thing is very distorted in of itself, because when we're talking about masculine and feminine energy, it is not a static configuration, okay? The masculine and feminine energies are doing a dance together. So sometimes we need to be more in our masculine, more in our doing than in our being. And sometimes we need to balance out the doing by being more in our feminine and being. That's called rest, okay? Yeah. And so the matrix has us all confused that the action principle is better than the being receptive principle. It's bullshit, okay? And one of the ways that the matrix gets in there is with our family of origin. And this is where we need to start doing the great work in order to move into a place of empowerment. For instance, you can't be empowered if you don't realize the components of yourself. And this is about knowing yourself, knowing your purpose. Okay. You have a being and a doing, and they dance together. All right. They're not separate. The masculine and feminine are flip sides of the same being, the same coin. And that is very, very hard for a lot of people who are mind controlled into these compartmentalized things where nothing is in unity. Nothing is integrated. Everything is separate, and you can't separate yourself. And so each of us are born, and we have mothers and fathers. Sometimes our moms and mothers and fathers are not in. My father was not in my life. Okay. So I have that component missing. But the bottom line is, regardless of whether your parents are in your life, they are our first interface, respectively, with the masculine and feminine principles. And so that is our first wounding quite often, is with our mothers and fathers, because unless we were consciously conceived by a masculine essence, a feminine essence, mom, dad, who consciously conceived you because they'd done the great work and they had exited the matrix with this awareness and this consciousness, most of us are pretty fucked over by the time we take our first breath. Because there's already these automated programs that go from generation to generation in all directions of timelines. And it gets, it just by osmosis through our DNA, through past lives, if you believe it, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. There are plenty of studies, there are plenty of accounts that are backed up by data, quote unquote, right? That attribute to what it is that I'm saying. So it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It just is what it is. And that's part of the objective truth. It is that we're all in the same boat, okay? But we're here to put forward our own unique magic that is meant to lean humanity forward in their evolution.
Together. So that basically, we have to do it together, male and female, as a gender, but as well. To go back to the great work, because I think this is, for me, I call it as well the shadow work. Of course, that is also, I think, what you meant with mentioning the great work in this sentence. So basically, the great work is working on the things that for you are not resolved yet. So
Yes.
all these traumas, all these things that are still
Yes.
dark in you. So the dark side of you.
Yes.
You are mean. You don't. These things you have to. Them for yourself. So people has to don't lie to themselves, which is that's like the first thing. Don't lie to yourself. And then look yourself in the mirror. I always use the mirror at the end of my presentation
Absolutely.
as a kind of to reflect, so you can have the reflection. Okay, so what part of my being is not functioning to my benefit, and then try to change that. That is the shadow. That's the great work. That's the personal great work. I think the reason why this is important is because I think, based on this confusion between, because we have this problem, this fight of male and female, also inside of us.
Yes,
because
absolutely. Our immune systems will fight itself. That's part of the divide right there.
Yeah. So but the beauty of this concept is that if you want to manifest, because this is where I want to bring it as well home. If you want to manifest anything in life, these two cannot be in disharmony. It's the same thing.
Absolutely. You cannot be at odds with one another.
No.
Okay, because you need the materialization and you need the inspiration.
Yeah. So
that's the dance.
Yeah, that's the dance. I think that's the reason as well that the Matrix is trying to kind of divide us also in terms of sexes. So we're not able to manifest anything.
Exactly.
Anything, and then let alone anything good.
Right.
So it starts inside of you. So you have to start. Stop being confused and get your shit together, I would say.
Yeah. And be more proactive rather than being a spectator. And we talked about this in our previous meetings, where people in the Matrix are just receivers. They're just taking in copious amounts of information. They're spectators. They're watching their favorite celebrities live life. Yeah. And I think they're also cool while they're sitting there getting fat and stupid and unhealthy and just following orders, following what other people are doing and what's going on. And one of the reasons why most people are sick is because they are not true to themselves.
Yeah, they lie to themselves. Or they let other people, their lies to be their truth.
Right.
So they basically that is another way of lying to yourself. So somebody else tells you the lie, and then you just accept it. Yes. It's also a form of if you don't go out and look for yourself, and there's a lot of things happening now as well in terms of knowledge, because I always say that a vaccine or a medicine in that regard won't fix your problem.
No, it won't, because it's either toxic or tonic. If you have a system that's already toxic,
and our system,
straight with yourself, because all your parts have split up. You need to have heart, mind, body, soul coordination. Those four components need to be speaking to each other. They need to speak the same language. Yeah. They can't be at odds. You can't separate them. And when you do separate them, that's confusion. You start creating chaos in your life that doesn't make sense, because your heart wants something, your soul wants something else. Your mind is like going, I don't know what the fuck is happening. And then the body is like going, you guys are killing me. You guys are fucking killing me.
So the body doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know what to do, because there is confusion inside of you.
Yes.
It is this
and the body is very powerful, because it is actually run by cosmic, divine, creative energy. But if that energy doesn't get to flow, then it starts getting impeded. And when the energy of the body gets impeded, all the divine flow of life force
will be stuck.
It's going to be stuck. Yeah. And then what do you have? It's got to manifest. So I always tell people that because the other thing that people do is they blame their traumas. Well, I had something really bad happen to me way back when, or they just identify with that. And I say one of the easiest things that we can do as spiritual beings having a human experience is to utilize any trauma, any bad feeling, anything that tries to distract you from who you are as an invitation to wake up, to wake up and choose again, and to exit the matrix by owning your awareness. And we've talked about this over and over and over again. And to reconnect with the truth of who and what you are, rather than, these ridiculous, mind control objectives that have nothing to do with anything.
Nothing. So because you own your own body. So this is what people a lot of time don't really get it. You cannot put your responsibility into the hands of another.
No,
your body is yours, right? You cannot do something and say, oh no, that is because somebody else, like the pastor told me to, or the government told me to. It doesn't work like that. And the universe doesn't work like that either. So it doesn't say, oh, because the pastor say I'm going to punish the pastor. It's not going to do that. So you control the body. And how do you control the body? Through the way you think and through the way you feel. So through your heart. Your mind.
You have to animate your body with your creative energy, with your emotional energy, with your mental energy, with your soul energy.
Because it is the extension of extension of that.
Yes.
The body is an extension.
That goes back to, what is authority? When you start thinking about author, I'm an author, authorship. I write my own life story, right?
Yeah.
This is what we're supposed to be doing.
That's what the word as well means. Authority is to author, to put it into writing. Basically, you're saying it and it becomes like that.
Yes. Whereas most people are trained because they don't think critically. They learn this in the indoctrination centers of these ridiculous, stupid schools. I was very lucky that I didn't go to a lot of public school at the very beginning. So I learned about the trivium and the quadrivium.
Also, where did you learn the trivium?
Yeah, it was a little faulty because it was more
at school. You learned it at school.
Grammatical, right?
Yeah.
But I was also always very, very, very curious, and I could see kids in the public schools. I mean, they're just bored out of their fucking minds because it's just being thrown at you. This is reality. This is life. This is what you do, and this is what people do. They don't want to be the authority of their life. They want to give it to somebody else. So they can blame their parents, they can blame government, they can blame schools or whatever, goober,
the government, So for those who don't get that joke, you go back a few Marja West with me talking, and then I explain what the government is. But this is nice because so just to go back to the trivium, because I think this is important. Trivium method is not being taught in schools, guys. So
no.
So I think people don't know how it is a misfortune, even, I would say.
It's being taught to prep schools who are feeding their students in, say, the Ivy League schools or schools, say, like Stanford University, MIT, those schools, but regular colleges, are you kidding? Junior high school students, grammar school students, they don't know a fucking thing.
No, they don't learn.
I mean, a lot of my friends don't even know what the fucking trivium is. It's disgraceful to me. It's like,
it's very disgraceful.
Like, what happened?
I think dark occultist happened. Dark occultist happened. So I think that's my personal take on it. I think they took it out of the schools so they can create the perfect dumb people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Consumers of information.
Yeah, consumers.
Receptors. No transmitters, no creative thing.
Nothing.
No critical thinking, no questioning reality, questioning authority.
No.
I mean, I'm the worst order taker ever. I can't.
Yeah. So you have to question every authority based on the trivium method. I question the authority even without the trivium method, because I have come to the realization that is when the third eye opens. Is that,
Yes.
that this life is very easy to live.
Yes.
Just do the opposite what they tell you to do.
Yeah.
So it's a they make it easy for you guys. So seriously, in a sense, we are living in shit times, but in another sense, it's like the best time ever, because the things are very, like, you can get information very easy to your door. You can, like, what you have to do becomes very easy because you have, like, it is very easy. Just don't do what they tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the trivium method, by the way.
Don't believe the quote unquote fact checkers. I mean, people will like get in my face and give me Snopes or give me Wikipedia. And I'm sorry, if that is your bottom line for facts,
then you're
a fucking idiot.
You're an idiot, yeah.
I'm just gonna say it. You're a fucking moron.
Because they pay all these
convenient.
They pay all these people as well.
Yes, it's paid propaganda.
And then why should I not? And the people say, yeah, but you have to trust a little bit. No, I don't trust them. No, I don't trust them. No, because it is. Look, I see this. I see it also this way. People walk around and say this is you only have one life, which is not true. But let's entertain that idea.
You only live once in this body.
In this body, yeah.
That's what I said. You only live once in this body.
Yeah. So if you only live once in this body, that means let's do it the way they think it is. You only live once. Okay. So of course we know that's not the truth, but let's entertain that idea. You live only once. That would say, why the fuck do you want really to do something that somebody else tells you to do continually?
Right.
This is only one life. Just create it yourself and make the best out of it. Don't follow and then say, oh, don't fall into this trap of somebody else know better than what's better for you as a person. Right. So
it's a flawed premise from the very beginning. It's not.
No, it's not. But
it's a default for a lot of the zombies in the Matrix. I mean, they can't. They're not ready to unplug. A lot of them, they can't do it.
No, a lot of them are still not there. And as I said, guys. So Marja, I was talking to the audience as well. I'm telling them, in all the movies you see Neo always being asleep. So Neo is all. So even though he knows a little bit about the Matrix, he's still asleep, because he doesn't understand it's about you, becoming a free author of your own life.
Exactly.
It is in harmony, the masculine, because that's what we're talking about, the masculine and the feminine coming together as one whole being.
Yeah.
And then that will bring out the third dimension of things. So they call this in the occult the alchemical wedding. The masculine and the feminine force coming are dancing together. I love the way you do it.
Yes.
They dance together.
The heros gamos. It's a secret marriage of the feminine and masculine.
Yeah, and that should come together as an alchemical, like you say, liquid or compound, or you can say whatever. And then that will manifest the desired, results, the desired results in the physical world. So if I go back to the trivium, because I think I did the trivium, but just for a little while. I think it was like 3 shows back. But I think it's worth repeating, because the trivium is a way, guys, to identify truth. I think that's a good explanation. You can use that to identify truth of truths. Right. So it's about information, which is knowledge. You have to gather that first. That's the first step. Getting so much information that you can even puke from it. That is like the first step.
We're on info overload with the internet and
we have enough resources.
Which is why people want to go to, say, CNN, or they want to go to the opposite. They want to go to Alex Jones. And, it's like, I'm sorry, they're both shit shows in my book. It's like, I like Alex,
but I do like Alex Jones more than
I do, because he's a
CNN.
shit disturber. He's a shit disturber.
Yeah.
And he's actually really smart.
Yeah, he is. If you hear him talk, like, outside of his show, when he has I saw him talking just not as a normal person, like, not as a host. And I think he's a smart individual. He knows.
Very smart.
Yeah, he's a
Family
very
man,
smart. Yeah,
you know? Yeah.
So the trivium is about information, the knowledge. That's the first thing. In the terminology of Matrix, you can say that's Morpheus, right? And then in terminology of your life is consciousness. So understand. Consciousness is a way to understand, right? That's the first step. If you really understand, yeah, that's the second step. Sorry, knowledge is the gathering of the information. The second step is understanding correctly. You have to understand, otherwise it's going to be very difficult for you to process the information. So the information that you get in, you will have to be, somehow processing that information. That is and then if you understand that correctly, that will bring you to the third step of the trivia method, which is wisdom. Wisdom is right action. So that's what she says, is that you have to employ the masculine, which is action.
Right.
So you cannot only, this is what she's saying, guys, you cannot only use the feminine force. Feminine force is a good power. I think it's even the most powerful force.
Because it's the life bringer. It's
a life bringer. Yeah. So it brings this energy for the masculine force to take off. I think that's why I said, I think last week, Marja, I was telling the audience that I think that women are the ones that can bring us closer to freedom quicker.
I agree. Because we have a very substantive collective pain body of the atrocities, the human atrocities that women and children feel. So we are very closely connected to it. However, the other thing that I wanted to bring about in terms of the integration of the masculine and feminine is that left brain synchronization. That is another instance. That is another example of feminine masculine integration is the left-right brain synchronization. Because some people are too left brain, some people are too right brain. And so the split in terms of our brain function is another way that we get controlled.
Yeah, that's true. Because I think in Europe, I talked about this in my presentation as well. So like in for us, it means that, for instance, in Holland, which is more European, there are more left brainers there because everything has to be logic. If it's not logical, it's not true. Kind of like this kind of like attitude we have. Yeah. And then this is also those who are more apt to become masters because they act and talk and do as though they are the boss of everything. Then you have the other parts of the Netherlands, which is more the Caribbean part. These are also people are more like right brainers. They are very creative. I love them to death. But the point is that they are out of both of them. I love everybody. You have to be balanced. That's the only thing that I'm asking everybody.
That's the balance. That's the balance.
What is the balance? Yes. Yeah. So the balance is using both, bring the masculine and the feminine both into unison.
As life directs, as the moment directs.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's not appropriate to be in your masculine at all.
No. But I would even say that the masculine is depending on the situation as well, how you're going to employ the masculine, for instance. Yeah. But the idea is to bring these two together as one. This is the secret, guys. You have to bring these two together, and then that will bring the baby, which is the manifested thing that you want to see in front of you. So all those people who say that a complete free society is not possible is because they are imbalanced. You're still in the matrix. You don't understand how the principles of the universe works. So there's still work to be done. So you can come to this realization that you have those masculine and the feminine. You have to bring them together to get the manifested thing, and then the manifested thing is the free world that you want. So now, if somebody else is telling you what to think, like the Matrix is bombarding you with false information and false shit, and then your thoughts will be one way, your heart will be the other way.
Yes.
So you're not manifesting the happiness that you're expecting.
Right. You're manifesting the mind control that the Matrix wants you to live out as if that is the only reality.
Yeah.
And that's
So
bullshit.
that is bullshit. So this is how they suck your energy, guys, because your focus is what she says. You have to, you know,
got to own it. You got to be in your center
in
screen.
your center screen. You have to, own your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a powerful place, because you can see what is distracting. At the same time, you can also witness the shit show going in your head that's controlling your thoughts. And, so we get hijacked here and we get hijacked with the shit that we're witnessing. And so by being awake, this is what it means. This is spiritual awakening. It's being here on your center screen. It's has nothing to do with any angels coming down and
nobody's going to
you awake. It's like, oh my God, I hear that shit. And I'm like, wow.
That is the problem. We are so stuck in our wrong beliefs.
Yes.
We are.
And those are those assumptions. And, part of the trivium is you start learning about all these really bad, flawed assumptions.
Yeah.
It's not.
So you have to give. So what I'm trying to tell the people is, well, give yourself the chance. Stop. Put your beliefs on pause, for instance, and just listen. Listen to other ideas. Listen, because you might learn something. You know what I mean? So you don't have to believe everything we say, guys, but you might learn something if you give yourself the opportunity to put aside your belief system, because those belief systems, they were brought in by the Matrix. Most of the time, like 9 of the 10 times, they were brought in by the Matrix. And that's why you believe in it. You don't even know why you believe in it. And going away from it makes you feel bad. I had that as well sometimes. So when you have some belief system, and then when you want to go away with it, you kind of like feel bad as well.
Right.
That was part of my shadow work, by the way. I'm just saying it out there so people understand that I myself,
that's a very, very good point. I know for myself, one of the most powerful realizations I've had in my life is when a thought comes in and I realize, wait, is that mine? Is that even my thought? Because in the Matrix, are all these energy thought balls of the collective experience of humanity over the millennia. Okay. And these thoughts have been thought over and over and over and over and again by billions and billions of people over the millennia. Are you really thinking them, or have they just been inserted? Did you just get on one of those, sort of, I call them these little hyperlink trains, of all these thought balls that people don't even realize they're not thinking them. They've just been inserted. And then people believe them without question.
They're not even yours. So most of the time you just believe in them and then you act upon it. And then this is the thing, guys. So the moment you get these ideas, right? And then if you're not able to discern truth, good from wrong, you're going to automatically fall into the trap of doing that which you think.
Right.
That will bring about their reality and not your reality. You know what I mean? So because it is possible, living in a peaceful world, everybody experience life the way they want to live it. This is the only thing I'm telling you guys. So, and then if I may talk a little bit about the NAP principles, this is the non-aggression principle, which is a feminine force.
That's the feminine force.
It's a feminine force, but the defense part of it is the masculine force.
Absolutely.
So this is how, when you are in your right as a human being, is when they are starting to impose things on you. You have the right to defend yourself because the universe gave you that right in the first place. Nobody else can.
Right of refusal, right to defend.
And what we do is we have wrong beliefs. We say, oh, we're not going to defend ourselves. We let evil has its day, having a feast, because this is what we do. So, and then how can you call yourself good? This is what I ask people all around the world. How can you call yourself good if you're not even, removing evil? You're not actively busy with saying, okay, evil, I'm not accepting you here. You have to get out. One warning, second warning, third warning. The third time there is no warning, there will be I don't know, shocks,
Consequences,
consequences. Yeah, will be consequences and repercussions to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is that we have to understand this principle, the male and female principle. I think that is something that the fourth movie emphasizes, the connection. It's like they are locking us down because they want to remove this connection, this love connection, because love is the one that binds the two
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
that is why the heart should be there in place. Your
Yeah.
heart should be, to bring these things. Yeah. He said, Anna said, if you don't know, you can't act neither. Yeah, I know. That is the reason why, censoring should not be done.
It shouldn't
Even-
be done.
No.
Across, I mean, if you don't like what you're hearing, don't listen to it.
Yeah,
Switch
change
the
the channel.
channel.
Yeah, switch the channel. But you should not, never censor anything, even if it's a wrong information, even if it
Yes.
is a lie.
Yes.
Because if you learn just a few basic steps, I teach my children like this. If you learn the 7 basic hermetic, principles, there's the 7 natural law principles. Learn those two. Learn the trivium. You're going to filter out the most, not like many of the lies very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. So you just have to give yourself the tools, like these tools, and then let the information flow. Don't worry about it, because there will be a moment. And this is a personal opinion, guys. There will be a moment that it will automatically change. People will say, "I'm not going to put lies anymore," because their consciousness starting to grow together with us all.
Yeah.
So that's the good.
It happened to me at a very early age when I was a teenager, where people jumping on bandwagons with pop culture, poop culture, that's what I call it.
Yeah.
And being in this mindless agreement, these echo chambers of agreement, where, and I always say that every group, for whatever reason, mostly lack of consciousness, lack of questioning reality, becomes a totalitarian echo chamber of agreement.
Yeah.
And that's what people want. They want to belong. They want to have people agree with them. I should be the poster child for non-agreement.
Yeah.
Because everybody's telling me I'm wrong, or everybody's trying to shut me down or censoring me or whatever. It's because I don't go along with it.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a very good point, because the moment you speak differently, or you are a different person, you're going, they say it's what do you call it? Conspiracy.
Right.
Yeah. That's always, hi Caitlin. Yeah. It's always conspiracy theory if you're not agreeing with the narrative.
Exactly. And it's bullshit, because we need to be able to stand on our own. And if there's anything that my life has taught me, you stand strong on your own, steadfast, even when people throw shit at you, or they throw you under the bus.
Yeah.
Or they banish.
If it's in truth, truth will carry you on. So that don't worry about that. So don't have to be afraid. That's also something that the Matrix is telling us, is that you have to be afraid. We are watching you, and oh God, this is like the big power to be. It's all bullshit. It's all crap. Because you can do so much with tanks and guns. This is much you can use. What you cannot do is you cannot dethrone natural law.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't dethrone it. So if I am a defender of natural law, and you are a defender of natural law, if we all become defenders of truth, because natural law is truth, right? If we become that, you will not be dethroned either, because I know that it will, even if I die, it doesn't matter. Death, I don't even call it death. I call it transition.
It's transition, translation. You're translating to another form.
Yeah, and then I can even say, you know what? I was a pain in the ass. Now I'm going back and become a pain in the ass again.
Oh yeah.
I would even, Marja, I would even consider today as well to say, hey, I think I just came back to bring a pain again in their asses. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So I have a question. Good evening. Yes, if you do. Not agree, you will lose popularity too. Yeah, that's the
It's
problem.
very true. I mean, pop
Yeah.
culture now has what they call cancel culture.
Yeah.
If you're not part of the crowd, the in crowd, it's like, you know, they just get rid of you. It's like, good, get rid of me. I don't care.
Yeah, it's still truth. That's what I'm saying. So even if there is one person watching this show, I don't care. It's still truth. It needs to be said, and it will be ready when you are ready to receive it. It will be here, waiting for you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
this is basically how I think and how I do what I do, because
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting paid either for whatever you are doing for us. So this is your love, like your love letter to the world.
Right.
What you're
Exactly.
doing with your work.
It's
you know?
it's like my soul, heart, mind, body, soul contribution.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's definitely a calling. I mean, I kind of have fun with it because I have a snarky sense of humor.
You have to, because it's a beautiful sense. Don't
I
worry
like
about it.
disturbing people. I like disturbing people.
Yeah. So
and the
then
people I disturb will.
You're gonna like me a lot then. You're gonna like me a lot then. Because but so anyway, so what I wanted to talk to you about as well, Marja, is the reality of the nature of reality, the true, because you were talking a little bit about that just a few minutes ago.
That is that inspiration that drops in to our seventh chakra. Okay, so the seventh chakra is really the interface of the divine with the body. Okay. Yeah. So that interface sparks. This is where we get our brilliant ideas about a business that we want to start, or a book that we want to write, a piece of music that we want to create, building a house, making a baby, you know. And so you were talking about the opening of the third eye. Well, the nature of reality is this is where inspiration hits, and then it drops into the third eye. Okay. Yeah. The third eye, in my opinion, is the one key that will enslave all of humanity, because part of the problem with the third eye is that most people, number one, don't believe it exists. And they're so mesmerized by the outer screen of reality in the matrix, they can't even possibly imagine anything other than what they see before them for themselves. So when I tell people, I want you, like I give homework, I want you to journal about the kind of life that you want to create. They just kind of look at me, a lot of them, like, what? What does that mean?
What are you talking about?
How do I do that? And so I have to instruct people to create different categories of their lives and journal under each one of these categories, whether it's health, a relationship, creativity, where you want to live, the kind of environment, the kind of down to the kind of weather that you want to experience. And people are like, it's so mind-blowing to have that directive.
They lack imagination.
Yes.
That is,
and this is where the imagination comes in. It's our intuition, it's our psychic, it's our knowing. So if we can see clear pictures here, we got it going on. Because then you see the possibilities, and it drops down to the throat.
To the throat
talk
chakra.
About it.
And then you talk about,
we can talk about it. We can describe it.
And it will bring it to reality.
Or we can apply discernment and create a boundary, because not everybody that we talk to about our goals are going to be happy for you. Nope. A lot of people resent the fact that you have the audacity to imagine amazing things for yourself, and they want to shut it down, or they're jealous, or they're resentful, or they will try to sabotage.
You know, in the times that I was going to church, because I was a period in my life, I went to church a lot, and I talk about it in the show as well. I talk about it in some interviews as well, for those who are interested. The one piece of scripture that I do love, that I say, this is nice. This is wisdom, because there is a lot of wisdom in the Bible. Don't get me wrong, but there is also a lot of corruption as well. You will discern them the moment you start understanding the laws of nature, and then you start understanding what is right and wrong, morality, etc. You will see it very quickly in the Bible. The one thing I always love is that it says if you want something, this I don't recall the book and the verse now for the Christians, because they will always ask you that. So, but it says, if you wish for something, you go into your room in secret, and then the Father who listens in secret will reward you openly. That is something that I always
Yes.
say, hey, that's something
Pretty
that
cool, right?
I experienced that. That's
Yes.
the difference, right? That's the difference. That's experience. So that's called also gnosis, guys.
Yes.
Gnosis means
Gnosis.
knowledge by experience. Gnosis, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, knowledge by experience.
Yeah.
So for those who still don't believe that the third eye exists, it's just the it always meant, it always was, always is, and always will be the pineal gland, the pineapple clear in Dutch. This is in Dutch, the pineapple. So it really looks like an eye. I understood, even when you split the brain in two, you make it open. It looks like the eye that you have outside. It's like one eye, but it's inward.
Right.
And even the position of it is very you can even say occultic, but it's very special.
Yes.
Because it tells you that, okay, those two are for outside and this one is for the inside.
Yes.
So it is the imagination that we lack. So
It's
if you don't have an imagination
all
of
the
having
possibilities, and it also houses, our sixth sense. In the Matrix, we have 5 senses only. Outside of the Matrix, we have 7. The 6th is our intuition, our creativity, our imagination, and the 7th is our generosity and care of the masculine principle of gifting, giving, and the self-defense principle, and the feminine principle of receiving, and the non-aggression principle. And I explain this, and people just like look at me like I've got 5 heads. I've never heard it before.
No.
That's why in the Matrix, it's all about me, and selfish me, and all of my things, and my property, and my cars, and my this, and my women, and my
That's
men.
the ego, the ego identification, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So there is one question here. What can you actually do with the third eye? That's a beautiful question. Yeah.
Everything, yeah. Everything. You can imagine the life that you want to create. And you can have it. If you can see it clearly, you can have it. It's yours.
Yeah. And this is the beauty as well of this, because many people, a lot of like so-called spiritual people would tell you they can manifest the life they want, right? Oh, I'm manifesting the life I want. I have the money in the car and this, all these materialistic things.
Yeah.
But they cannot imagine the beauty of it. And that is how I know that the Matrix still has them. Yeah. They cannot imagine a free life, life completely free.
Yes.
They cannot. So that means that they are indoctrinated. Their third eye is in an actual reality. They're still shut down. They do know.
Following a script, a prefab script about what quote unquote success looks like. And I got to tell you, the people that I know who are the most unhappy have tons of money.
Tons of money. Yeah.
They have tons. They have more money than they know what to do with.
Yeah.
And
not happy.
They're very, very unhappy.
Yeah, I think, but that is something that if you tell the audience, maybe in Holland even, that would have a different opinion about that. But I think, but they have an
opinion. I don't care. I don't need people to agree with me.
They don't have to agree, but I think it's an experience thing.
Yes.
They have to experience it yourself.
Yeah.
And you gain that knowledge through your experience. You know what I mean?
Right.
So what can be done with the third eye, guys, is the balancer of the 2 hemispheres of your brain. It's the balancer. It brings everything into balance. So it brings the masculine part of the logic, and the feminine, which is done the creative part, and then the imagination will be there to tie these 2 together.
Yes.
Yeah. But they want more. That's why they are frustrated. Yeah.
And that's why we have to release our focus on what they are doing and just focus in on what it is that you want. Yeah. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's why we can't pay attention and give up our life force to the outer screen or the inner screen. We have to focus in on what we want from our central screen and be able to compose that reality, create that reality, which brings us to the imagination. Because when we can see the end goal frame of what it is that we want to create, and you see yourself in that end goal frame, okay?
Yeah.
The universe will bring it to you.
It will bring it to you, yeah. So
it's none of your business, the chain of events, how it happens, the how it happens, when,
where,
the who, and where. None of your freaking business. Your business is the why you want, the what you want, and why you want it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. So can you tell us a little bit about the wielding of creative energy? Because I think I heard you.
Yes. So this is the masculine and feminine. Okay. Yeah. So wielding creativity is about the feminine being in receptive mode to receive the inspiration.
Yeah.
And by doing that, the feminine gets clear on what she wants to create.
Yeah.
Whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter.
It's the energy.
Yeah, it's the energy. So it is the clarity, the steadfast clarity to be able to see it, okay? And then to engage all of the senses in what it is that you are creating. And engaging all the senses, what happens, then the masculine component comes in, and all of the chains of events, the people you're supposed to meet, the money that you're going to manifest to help it come into fruition. All of that comes into play.
Yeah.
And so I always suggest to people, especially when you're starting, is to just really start journaling about what do you want? What do you want to create? How do you want your life to look?
Yeah.
You know, what would you like to shift and evolve and change about your life and get real? Without pushing up against stuff, without making other people wrong, without comparing yourself. Yeah. Okay.
So for me, to be honest, I'm going to say is that now I would even say, because we are living in a like slave world still, we're still living in slavery.
Yeah, you have to exit that world.
I think we should massively start imagining a free world first, before imagining even the beautiful car, and because it's not even worth it, because then they will come with their immorality tanks and their guns, and they will take it away from you when they please.
And that is a good basis, okay? Because I didn't even think about that. So I think when I compose reality, there's an end frame. I'm in it.
Yeah.
And the cooperating components of a free universe is already implied in it. It is implicitly in there already.
Yeah. So that's why I think that is one of the most important things that we need to get to first, and then that is go through courage. I mean, courage is so important. People are so afraid. I mean, I am afraid too. Don't worry about it. I mean, but courage is being afraid and still doing the right thing.
Still doing the right thing. Exactly. You know no matter what anybody else
doesn't matter. No matter what anybody else is telling you. So and even if it means you want to lose your life, you're still doing the right thing. That is true courage. Yeah. And that is the way as well. You transition with courage. You don't transition because you are afraid of you holding back. We have to start speaking the truth, and that on a massive scale. I think you are doing that perfectly, Myra. I'm so in love. I find it so difficult to leave you, to let you go. We are 1 hour.
We are at 1 hour, okay, and we're gonna like hold it to read us. So
yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, so we don't have problems with the whole team. Oh my God. This is 1 hour. So I think. We're going to round it up. I'm very thank you for everything you have done for us, and also.
Oh, you're so welcome. My pleasure. My pleasure. Everybody go to my website and download my free class when you opt in.
So can you give a little bit about your website as well for people, so they know where to find you?
So my website is LoveTruth&Beauty.com. And I've got a welcome video there. And at the welcome video, there's an opt-in box where you can put in your email and you can receive my free class on what the fuck waking up is. And so we go a little bit further into it, and then you can start receiving some of my trainings through. I send out emails every now and again, not a whole lot, because I don't like doing them per se.
No. I know that I don't like either, but sometimes just to communicate something, you do that.
Just to communicate. And then my YouTube channel, LoveTruth&Beauty. And then I'm on BitChute, I'm on Float, I'm on Odyssey, I'm on all sorts of other things. I'm One Great Work Network as well.
Yeah. So Eva put your website there. We LoveTruth&Beauty.com.
Yes.
Right? So there is one question here. So how can I activate my third eye? That is a good, basically. Yeah. So I don't know. You wanna?
Start giving yourself permission to imagine things that you want to create, and journal about that. Write it down.
So this is
Thank you, Ava.
So this is the website LoveTruth&Beauty.com. I think she already
Thank you, Ava.
she already went there. She already went there. So so you can have all the materials there. So how do you activate the third eye? Is through imagining. Through
imagination. Writing it down.
Yeah,
the power of writing things down and journaling. It is the fast track to waking up and staying awake.
Yeah.
Because waking up, spiritual awakening is not a one-off event. People think like new age bullshit is going to tell you it's one-off and everything's going to be aligned. I just want to slap those people because they're lying to you. They're completely distorting the frequency of the practice you're going to be doing with the great work. The great work does not stop.
The
Spiritual
great work
awakening is not a one-off event. No. You're going to be distracted by the matrix over and over and over again. I catch myself snoozing constantly. And I have to wake the fuck up.
Because they want to put you there.
I did it again.
They want to keep you, put you back into that sleep state, that inactive state.
It's easy to do.
I don't care state. They want to put you back there continually. So you have always, every day you have to choose to not be asleep, basically, right? So and another thing that I would say as well would help is meditation. So meditation is good, but it's like meditation is one side of the coin.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
there's a body practice that we have to do.
Yeah.
So for myself as a yogini and a martial artist, I mean, and a lover of nature, I got to do it. I don't feel right.
Yeah.
I feel like a zombie if I don't do it.
So what, yoga? You mean yoga? Yeah. So I will be trying the yoga that you suggested, the laughing. So guys, she
laughing yoga is great.
Laughing yoga. Let's try that one.
Or go to a comedy show and just laugh.
Just laugh your ass off. So basically the third eye is really activated when the two hemisphere of your brain is working properly. So if you are logically in place and you are creatively in place, so you exercise love. And you exercise logic. Again, the alchemical, this is how we started as well. Again, the alchemical wedding, those two together. And the way you bring creativity as well to fruition is when you meditate, you are at a state of rest. Then you can really think about your thoughts. Like you could think, is it my thought? Okay, so how about love? You go back and forth between logic and love. Yes. And then that is going to bring so he's saying, why is the third eye so important? Because it is the balance bringer. It is the fruit of both masculine and feminine force, right? It is the balancer, the one who is in the middle. That's why it's also in the middle here between the two eyes, right? You can say
it's an indicator that you've exited the matrix.
Yeah. So one person as well asked because I had one presentation that I was talking about when are you awake? Really? When are you really awake?
When you own your attention.
When you own, So I just said one explanation. I said, if you can imagine a free world without government, without religion, and without money, then for sure 100% that you are awake. I think so.
Yeah, and you have to be able to own your attention. You cannot battle. You can't battle government. You can't battle those shit shows, because when you do,
yeah,
they
you have to choose your fights, right?
Yeah, you have to focus in on a free world, a free universe, based on what it is that you're focusing in on about what you are going to contribute to that.
Yeah, because I do believe that all of us has a mission.
Yes.
And we're not here. That's what they want to tell you. You're not by accident. You have a mission. I would say the first and foremost, your mission is truth. Harmonizing with truth. That's like the first thing that you like. And how do that? So basically, harmonize with the will of creator.
Yes.
Which is the creation. The creation is the will of the creator. We just don't destroy it. We don't kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we don't excessively giving a helping hand either. So many times say, yeah, but we are just giving nature a helping hand. Doesn't need that, right? But we can do our best to keep it the way, make it so it can flourish, and so we can as a consciousness being
co-creating it, all of us.
Yeah, so we can co-create in it and experience as well our own experiences, which is I think an awesome way of saying it. So I have another question. Is je derde oog altijd open of is die dicht? So this one is asking, is your third eye always open?
No.
Or is it closed? No, it's not always open.
It's not always open.
And in fact, it is more closed than it is open. So that is then that's the problem. That's the problem we have.
Here.
Oh, you have a dog.
Giovanna is here.
Yeah. Also, I believe also that the archangels are in our lives. Yeah. The archangels, if you're talking about archangels, these are forces. Yeah. I would even dare to say right now, because I think I didn't really got too deep into this topic of archangels, and you have also Anunnakis and all these some of these beings, they are just forces. They are not like Satan is a force. It is a thought, a way of thinking, a way of doing. So there's a lot of Christians being satanic. Most of them don't even know, because the matrix implants this satanic mindset of many of us without us knowing, because we just accept what they are telling us. We automatically behave satanically. That is the satanic force. It's not a I think it is also a separate force, but that is influencing you because of your way of thinking. Yeah. So, but most of the time, if they're talking about, and especially in terms of religion, those kind of things, it has to do with astrology. Yeah, astrological forces that was not, people couldn't influence them, then they consider them divine or out of our own reach. You know what I mean? So like we don't decide what Jupiter is doing now. We don't decide what Mars is doing now. These are all celestial bodies. So they call them as well archangels, because they have these in the traditions, they think that these forces influence our behavior, which I agree, by the way. But this is something that we will, bit by bit, we will come there. Like the next season, I will be talking about tarot cards. I will be talking about that's what would be nice, and the Kabbalah as well. So guys, expect that. I think our time is up.
Our time is up. Rita's going, okay, guys.
Our time is up. So again, thank you for everything, Myra.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
You're always welcome in Eigen Pad. You're always welcome. You just have to. You are a phone away. You just call me, and then we put you back on the show. Sounds good. So I think our time here is done. Bye bye, Anna. So
bye,
thank
sweetheart.
you for
thank you
thank
so
you
much.
for everything. Bye bye. So bedankt voor het luisteren, mensen. We zien elkaar volgende week. Doei doei.
Bye.
Bye bye.